The city of Florence is the capital of the Tuscany region and a historic city of Italy. It is indeed the birthplace and epicenter of the Renaissance period that moved Europe forward out of the stagnating Middle Ages, starting in the early part of the 15th century.
Now you can start looking over there to the right. You'll see the bell tower of, you'll see Brunelleschi's dome, so the whole religious center, 4th century before Christ, right?
The Renaissance marks the transition from the Middle Ages to the modern era of the 19th century. The Renaissance is the foundation of the modern world. Florence embodies the Renaissance art and learning. Masterpieces during this era, such as copies or replica of Michelangelo's David, adorns the streets and plaza as you can see here. Architecture showed the return of the domes, the arches, and the columns of the ancient world. From this viewpoint, you can see the cathedral dominates the skyline of Florence with its enormous dome.
Renaissance style building in front of us, and it's going to be on the left. Took years to renovate, and they used to call it the student hotel. Now they've changed the name to the social hub.
Florence Cathedral, also called the Duomo, took 2 centuries to build and finally completed in 1436. As you can see, the main structure of the cathedral is of medieval design, but the dome marks the 1st century of the Renaissance. The dome itself took 16 years of construction, from 1420 to 1436. It was the largest during the 15th century, and to this day it is still in the top 20. The dome is its claim of fame by the church, being the first great dome to be built in Europe over 1,000 years, and also the first of the Renaissance. The octagonal baptistry of St. John, located just opposite the Florence Cathedral or Duomo, completed in 1128, is one of the oldest buildings in Florence. To this day, daily religious services are still held inside the church. Its claim to fame is its celebrated gilded bronze doors, created by Lorenzo Ghiberti in 1425, showing revolutionary artistic realism and ideas, utilizing mathematical laws of perspective that ushered in the Renaissance. Because of its beauty and splendor, with depiction of biblical scenes and the life of John the Baptist, Michelangelo called it the Gates of Paradise. Basilica Santa Croce is the masterpiece of Gothic architecture and the largest Franciscan church in the world. It is the temple of Italian glories, final resting place of many Renaissance artists such as Michelangelo, Galileo, Machiavelli, Rossi, Dante, and others, and also contains multiple important works of art such as the gilded limestone Annunciation by Donatello and the serene Passage Chapel designed by Brunelleschi. The Orsan Michel Church and Museum is this rectangular building built in 1337 as a grain market, But way back in 895 AD, it was an oratory or a small chapel for a small group devotion. A new church was built on the same site, completed in 1404, and retained the same name of Orsan Michel. The church exterior was decorated on all four sides with statues created by Donatelli, Ghiberti, and other famed artists and sculptors. To this day, these prized statues on the 14 niches around the exterior of the church has been replaced by copies or replicas, and the originals are kept inside the church museum for preservation. The museum on the second floor and the church interior and altar on the first floor remains intact for the past 700 years or so, as you can see here. Badia Fiorentina, or Florentine Abbey or Monastery, is the oldest church in Florence, the only church with a bell tower with a pointed spire, easily recognizable all over the city, a monastery of the Order of Saint Benedict. The church dates back to the 10th century, located just opposite the entrance of the Bargello Museum. The Bargello Museum, a fortress-like medieval building built in the 13th century, is a masterpiece of civic medieval architecture. It is one of the oldest, if not the oldest, public building in Florence. In 1865, it was made into a national museum of art that houses several of the world's finest collection of Renaissance sculpture, featuring the works of Donatello, Michelangelo, Verrocchio, Cellini, Giambologna, and many other famous artists. These masterpieces are deeply rooted in the political, cultural, and artistic currents of Renaissance Florence. The Uffizi Gallery is a famous art museum, one of the largest and most celebrated museums in the world, especially of Renaissance art. It has a massive collection of over 2,200 works of art from the Renaissance period until the 18th century. It is an impressive collection that includes masterpieces by Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, Boticelli, Caravaggio, and many other famous artists. There are legendary pieces like The Birth of Venus and Primavera by Boticelli, as well as Roman sculptures from the Medici family collection. It is the second most visited museum in Italy next to the Vatican. The building is massive with 2 wings and a courtyard at the center that exits to the famous Piazza Signoria to the north and the Arno River to the south. The building used to be the administrative offices of the famous Medici family business and government offices.
An open space, a loggia,
C'è una luna in mezzo mare, mamma mia, mamma le dare. Figlia mia, cureggiare, mamma mia, pensarci. Sette figli lo pesce, ora il se vai e il se viene, sempre lo pesce manatena. Se giocava la fantasia del pesce lì a pinghuzza mia. Pesce fritto e baccalà, ui gomba, lo calamara ci ciacca già.
Wow. 10 euro a week.
Come on out. Very nice.
Ciao, buongiorno. Volevo dunque i mandarai, i clementini, sì, quali li dai?
Possiamo ordinare due panini? Con altri panini?
Ma anche 2000 panini.
Te li pago su.
Ci mancherebbe. Come li vuoi?
Dai boschi fitti e scuri amarava Mussolini e via San Luca tutti amavano Rudestini. Iva verso la lavanda un c'era traditori che votava sua montagna contrasti senza muri. Riposavano tranquilli lo spioni caso amanti e Lucerto suo cugino riposava più distanti e Venezio non sapeva di l'infamia in compagnia tanto l'odio distruggiva e più gli occhi non vivia. E puntando sofficini entro la porta della capanna, testimoni falso alpini, morti espiato condanna. Ma la gente fuggirata, senza grida di dolore, ma Peppino non lo savi, questi vive gratitudini. Morti e la sua amanti, chi non ci colpavano menci tutti infamanti, Luferino solamente, Mussolino non sapendo, giudicava davanti, e
The house outside is a copy. And we're going to have the custodians there put on a video, and you'll be able to see Leonardo speaking to us and telling us about his life. They actually have a hologram in the house that used to speak 22 minutes in English and then 22 minutes in Italian at the museums, because the museum is actually direct traffic or even get behind the wheel.
They're getting so close to the window. Good. Stay there, stay there, stay there.
There?
Yeah, because the elevator today's not working. Yeah, for the other museum, yeah. You're going up to the back. That's what most people are
Now let's go visit Milan, where the Last Supper was painted on the wall of the refectory of the Holy Mary Grace Church. During World War II, Milan was heavily bombed, and the church and refectory were severely damaged, as you can see from these pictures. The Last Supper mural on the wall miraculously survived with some damages that was later restored by expert art conservators or restorers. After a very informative tour of Leonardo da Vinci's birthplace and an in-depth tour of the museum in the town of Vinci, let us now take a breather and enjoy the stunning views of the charming countryside of Vinci in this Tuscan wine region of rolling hills with panoramic vineyard views. Then enjoy the taste of traditional peasant recipe of Tuscan cuisine in this Bellasguardo countryside ristorante.
Fische, Fritte, Bacala, amevole